which means horn. Sabbath stands for horn. Yaya, which means wine. La Yasharala, which means to Israel. Shabbat stands for horn. Visual and Majum, which means to stand. Saul upon your Hakwada, which means turn and face the east. We're going to recite the prayers, starting with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemaya, Kadash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Lakufka, Haba'ah, Wadazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kawa, Hayah, Hashemayim, Dananawa, Nakam, Ha, Yobam, Wasalakanawa, Kawawafinawa, Kasalakanawa, Kawawafinawa, Wala'ah, Tabayayinawa, Balasai one, Abal, Awashayinawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Lakar, Amalakwa, Wa'ala, Radapara, Iwalamya, Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. Akkad, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Baba Kwashah, Thunder now, Akkad, Narafa'ah, Kal Makalah, Wakal Madawa, Akkad, Nata'ah, Amatazarayim, Akkad, Hakuya, Amathya, Akkad, Arakara, Tama'ala, Agarishan, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Nawada Aman. In English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, power to cleanse the lepers, power to raise the dead, power against unclean spirits, cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you. So be it. Psalm 121 in the Hebrew, Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahaharya, Mayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah Ma'an, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Ra'aratazah, Ayatan, Namawat, Wagalka, Ayanawan, Shamarka, Hanala'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Kazalka, Ayah, Yamyanda, Yawaman, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Rayarah, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makal Rai, Yashamar, Afna Pashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Azahka, Babawaka, Ma'aita, Ma'aita Adolam. In the English, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help coming from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in. This thy forth, even forevermore. Psalm 83 in the Hebrew, Alahayim, Al-Damayalaka, Al-Takarash, Al-Tashakwat, Kayahana, Our Yabyaka, Yahama Yawan, Wamashana Yaka, Nasha'awa, Ra'ash, Araimaka, Yaira Yamwa, Sawa, Wayata Yaita Zawa, Altazapawanyaka, Amawa, Lakawa, Wanakatyada, Bagoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasharawa, Aiwad, Hayat, Nawaita Zawa, La, Yakadwa, Alyaka, Barak, Akawafwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Mayashamalaya, Mawa'aba, Wahagoria, Gabor, Imawan, Imalak, Alashak, Ayashabi, Azawar, Kamashawar, Dalawa, Imam, Ayawa, Zawawai, Nabanya Lawa, Salah, Aishalaham, Hamadia, Hasayasara, Hayabia, Banakar, Bayashwan, Nashamadwa, Bayanda Ara, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayatamwa, Nadayapmawa, Haira, Makaza Abba, Makaza Bak, Makata Zalmanai, Kana Sayakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayara Shah, Lanawa, Na'awa, Alahayam, Alahayat, Shayatamwa, Agongala, Wash, Hanya Rakam, Ka'ash, Tabaira Yaira, Kalahat, Harlem, Kantarajala, Basa Iraka, Wabasa Wapafka, Abahalam, Malahat, Hanyaham, Palawan, Wayaba Kwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayaba Alwa, Aya Ai, Wayaka Forward, Waya Abadwa, Waya the Ira, Kaya, Aka, Shamka, Yahara, Nabaka, Al-Yawan, Al-Ka Ha'arakisa. Keep not thy silence, O my power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O my power. For lo, thy enemies make it to mock, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. And they are taking crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Agarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, the inhabitants of Tyre. Saul also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a ram, and like Zahab. Yea, all their princes as Zabak and as Almuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of the power of possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth for wood, and as the flame set up the mountains on fire. So persecute them without tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, that they be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. Blessing in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shah. Wa Mayaka Allah. Wa Alahayim. Kazab Ya'ah. Alawak Yahana. Ha Alawakyam. Ha Saranya. Ha Patazayanya. Ha Kayayanya. Wa Ha Aquafiam. Yahweh. Hashem Yahushai. The one Aman in the English. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shah, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahweh, the generals, the captains, the officers, troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you, so be it. I should be curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refused to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Clan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Posse Kamikaze, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, National Space Program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channel, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Then loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth, and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh, Michael and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathen that come up against us as we speak thy words. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread to the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake out thy coming in the name of Yahweh. Thank you always. So be it. So, Shabia, you see it? Salakia, vamos fechar. Quem grava na sua vai ligar? What is it? Is this going on? Last week we left off at Job chapter 38 and verse 31 and verse 30. Salakia. You said verse 30? Verse 30 is where we left off at. Job 38 and 30. Today, we're going to pick it up at Job 38 and verse 31. Alright, you should grab your swords. If you have the app. So you can read along with us in Hebrew. Don't be shy. Can we point this way? This right here? No, not towards the camera, more towards the soldier. Come on. Is that too well? Kind of. Go on. Job chapter 38 and verse 31 in the Hebrew. Hatak Mashal Ma'ai Dawaf Nahawaf Kayamah Al Mashakawaf Kasayal Tapat Tak. Verse 32. Hafa Tazayah Mazar Rawaf Ma'ai Tawaf Wa'ai Yash Al Banya Kamna Kam, verse 33, Haya Daif Kakwawaf Shamayam Tashayam Masha Taral Barataza, verse 34, Hatarayam La'ai Pawalka Washa Pa'aith Mayam Takasad Takasak, verse 35, Hafta Shalak Barak Wayam Waya Lakawa Waya Lakwa Waya Amarwa Lakak Hana now, verse 36, Maya Shaf Bata Kawaf Kakama Al Maya Nathan Lashak Lashakwa, Lashakwaya, Bayana, verse 37, Maya, Yasapar, Shakar, Quyam, Baka, Kama, Wana, Balia, Shamayam, Maya, Yashaka, Ya, Shakaya. That was the last verse. Job 38 and 31 in the English. Canst thou bind the sweet? This is the Most High speaking in chapter 38 and basically asking certain questions that basically is beyond Job's understanding or reach. Like we say, your hand is too short to box with God. So this is what the Most High says in verse 31. Canst thou bind the sweet influences of the ladies or loose the bands of Orion? Chapter 32. Canst thou bring forth Mazarath in his season? Or canst thou guide Octorus with his sons? Verse 33. Knowest thou the ordinances of heaven? Canst thou set the dominion thereof in the earth? 34. Canst thou lift up thy voice to the clouds, that abundance of waters may cover thee? 35. Canst thou set lightnings, that they may go and say unto thee, Here we are? 36. Who hath put wisdom in the inward parts? Or who hath given understanding to the heart? 37. Who can number the clouds is in wisdom? Or who can stay the bottles of heaven? That was the last verse, right? Verse 38 in the Hebrew. Batazakwaf, Aikar, Lamawatazak, Rara, Gabium, Ya Kwabak, Yada Bakwal, verse 39, Katha Tazawad, Lala Baya, Tarap, Wakayath, Kapaya Famala, verse 40, Kaya, Yashakal, Bama'ai, Wanawaf, Yashabwa, Basaka, Lamuwa, Arab, verse 41, Maya, Yakyan, La'airab, Tazayadwa, Kaya, Yaladwa, Yaladyawa, Allah, Al, Yashawaiwa, Yathaiwa, Labalia, Akal, Job 39 and 1, Hayadaif, Aif, Ladaf, Ya'alia, Sarai, Kalala, Yalawaf, Tashamar, verse 2, Tasapar, Yarakiyam, Tama, Lana, Wayad, Aif, Lada, Tana, verse 3, Takarai, Na, Yalad, Yahan, Tapalak, Na, Kabalyaham, Tasha Lakna, verse 4, Yakalamal, Bandayam, Yarabal, Babal, Yatazawa, Wala'a, Shabal, Lamuwa. Job 38 and 38 in the English. When the dust groweth into hardness, and the clouds cleave fast together, wilt thou hunt the prey for the lion, or fill the appetite of the young lions? When they couch in their dens and abide in the covert to lie in wait. Verse 41, who provided for the raven his food when his young ones cry unto God? They wonder for lack of meat. All right, so the Most High is the one who sets everything in to the order that they are. All right, he makes sure that the lion and the prey has a relationship. Right, there's a relationship between the lion and its prey. All right, the prey is gonna run but so fast because eventually that lion got to catch up to that prey and eat. Right, and that lion at some point is going to die. And guess what? Them prey is gonna be eating from the grass that is the cycle of life that the Most High organized on the earth. Whether it's in the heavens, whether it's in the sea, whether it's in the jungles, the Most High has set the order on the planet. Right? And we was not there to establish the dimension of this earth. We was not there to establish the borders of the water, right? To the heights of heaven. And this is the point that is being made in this chapter here. Verse 4 is the last verse, right? In chapter 39? 39 and 1. Knowest thou the time when the wild goats of the rock bring forth? Or canst thou mark when the hens do cow? Verse 2. Canst thou number the months that they fulfill? Or knowest thou the time when they bring forth? They bow themselves, they bring forth their young ones. Verse 3. They cast out their sorrows. Verse 4. Their young ones are in good liking. They grow up with corn. They go forth and return not unto them. All right. Chapter 39 and 5 in the Hebrew. Maya Shalak Hara Kapashia Wama Sarawaf I Warad Maya Hathat verse 6 Ashar Shamathia I Rabah Bayathawa Baythal Wama Shaka Nawafya Wama Shaka Nawaf Yawa Malakah verse 7 Yashakwa Laha Mawan Kwariya Tashawaf Nawagash La'a Yashamai verse 8 Yathawar Harayam Mara'ai Hawa Wa'akar Kal Yarawat Yadarawash verse 9 Haya Awa Haya Abba Rayam Ibadka Yalayan Abawas Abba Wasap verse 10 Hatha Kwashar Rayam Bathalam Bafwa Yashad Da Makwayam Hakarayak verse 11 Hatha Batak Bawa Kaya Rab Kakao Wathai Zab Alyawa Yagayai Yaika verse 5 and chapter 39 in English. Who have set out the wild ass free, or who have loosed the bands of the wild ass? Verse 6. Whose house have I made the wilderness, and the barren land his dwellings? Verse 7. He scorneth the multitude of the city, neither regardeth he the cry of the tribesmen. Verse 8. The range of the mountains is his capture, and he searcheth after every green thing. Verse 9. Will the unicorn be willing to serve thee, or abide by thy crib? Verse 10. Canst thou bind the unicorn with his band in the furrow, or will he harrow the valleys after thee? Last verse, right?
Verse 11.
11. Verse 11. Wilt thou trust him, because his strength is great, or wilt thou leave thy labor to him? All right, so both sides basically showing how minuscule Job is, and this is how minuscule we are, to the Most High. That's why it's so pathetic when atheists tell you there is no God,
Right.
and they base that. You know what they base that on, Officer Shaw? What they base that on? That there is no God.
What they base that on?
Yes. What's their proof? They say there is no.
They said that there's no God.
Yeah, there's no God. And they base that on something.
Because they don't see him.
They don't see him based on observation, based on scientific evidence. There's no scientific evidence that there is a God. Right? And the problem with that is, how far into the sea can they see? Can they reach? How much are you able to observe as an atheist? How much? Some atheists, they never left New York. They never left New York. So in order for you to come up with that conclusion based on observation, you're going to have to observe everything that exists. There's only so much you can reach. There's only so much you have access to. Just to say that there is no God based on you not observing a physical God. So because of that, there's no God. When you can't even reach the deep of the sea, right? You can't even control the blood that's flowing through your vein right now. And then you're going to say there's no God. It's pathetic. And this is what the Most High is doing in chapter 38 and 39. He's showing how minuscule we are in front of the Most High. The angel did the same with Esdras in the book of 2nd Esdras. All right. Verse 12 in the Hebrew of chapter 39. Hata Mayan Barakaya Yashawab Zara'aika Wagara Laka Ya'asap, which means the gather. Ya'asap. Verse 13. Kana Wana Nayam Na'ay Lasa Abara Kasa Yada Wana Tazaa. Verse 14. Kaya Ta'ay Zab La'arakaza Batazaya Wa'il Aipar Thaka Mum. Verse 15. Watha Shakak Kaya Wagal Faza Rara Wakayaf Hashadat Fada Washa. Verse 16. Hakwashayak Vanya Lala Laha Larayak Yagaya Aiha Balia Hakad. Verse 17. Kaya Hasha'a Alawa Kaka Ma Wala'a Kalak La'a Babayana. Verse 18. Ka'aif Bama Rawam Tama Raya Tashakak Lasa Was Walara Kabwa. Verse 18 is the last verse. What's that? 12 to 18? Job 39 and verse 12. Wilt thou believe him that he will bring home thy seed and gather it into thy barn? Verse 13. Gavest thou the goodly wings into the peacocks, or wings and feathers unto the ostrich? Verse 14. Which leaveth her eggs in the earth, and warmeth them in dust. 15. And forgetteth that the fruit may crush them, or that the wild beast may break them. There's a scripture, I believe, is that Lamentation? That talks about the, sisters.
I'll get it.
Even though this is not talking about that at all, but it's showing you the nature of the ostrich, right? And just to parallel what that scripture that also Shaw is going to get right now in, I believe, Lamentation chapter 4.
Lamentation chapter 4 and 3.
4 and 3. Can you read that one, Shaw? Come closer to the camera.
Oh,
and to show really like the nature of this animal, and this is how our sisters, because of our oppressor, the devil that the Bible speaks of, have learned to deal with their own children. This is why we lose 300 to 500,000 of our soldiers every year to abortion because of this right here. Go ahead.
Lamentations chapter 4 verse 3. Even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness.
All right, and this is our sisters. Yeah, our sisters have become cruel, like ostriches in the wilderness. Why? Because, like it says here, and forgetting that the fruit may crush them. The ostrich just leave the eggs right there. Just leave them. Let's get it back in chapter. That's it on that, Officer Shaw? Verse 14. Which liveth her eggs in the earth, and warmeth them in dust, and forgetteth that the fruit may crush them, or that the wild beasts may break them. She is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear. Right? The ostrich has no fear. You have them eggs and just lay them there, and that's how it's set. And them eggs, they're gonna crack, and these ostriches are gonna come out, and like everything's in perfect order. All right. Verse 17. Because God hath deprived her of wisdom, neither have He imparted to her understanding. This is a dumb animal to be compared to, Shaw. God deprived her of wisdom. And this is how cruel our sister has become, like the ostriches. All right? These scriptures, man, are life. Romans 15 and 4 says, whatsoever was written aforetime was written for our learning. And man, these scriptures, they are for us to learn so that we can get out of the condition that we are in as people. Right? Brothers and sisters, because there is a division that we should hold on to, because our oppressors, they feed off of our division. They feed off of our sisters being deprived of wisdom. They feed off of that. Right? They need our sisters to be like ostriches so they can have 300, 400,000 abortions every year. Right? They feed off of our division and our lack of wisdom and understanding. Because God hath deprived her of wisdom, neither hath He imparted to her understanding. Verse 18. What time she lifted up herself on high, she scorneth the horse and his rider. That was the last verse, right? Verse 19 in the Hebrew. Hathat Tawak, Lasawas, Dabawar Ra, Hatha Labayash, Tazawar Rawa, Ra'aima, verse 20, Hathara Ai, Yash Shanawa, Ka'ara Ba, Hawan, Nakar, Rawa, Ayama, verse 21, Yakar, Harawak, Ba'ai Makwa, Waya Shayash, Bakak, Yatazar, Laqua, Raf, Nashqua, verse 22, Yashakak, Lapakad, Wala'ah, Yakaf, Wala'ah, Yashawab, Mapania, Karab, verse 23, Ayla Yawa, Thara, Ayla Yawa, Tarana, Ashapa, Lahab, Kanayath, Waka, Yan, 1, verse 24, Baraish, Waragaza, Yagama, Arataza, Wala'ah, Ya'ama, Yan, Kaya, Kwawal, Shawapal, verse 25, Bariyah, Shapal, Ya'amar, Ha'ak, Wamarat, Kawak, Yara Yak, Malakama, Wa'ain, Sharayam, Wathara, Wa'ai, 25 is the last verse. Job 39 and verse 19. Hast thou given the horse strength? Hast thou clothed his neck with thunder? Verse 20. Canst thou make him afraid as a grasshopper? The glory of his nostrils is terrible. 21. He powereth in the valley and rejoiceth in his strength. He goeth on to meet the armed man. 22. He mocketh at fear and is not affrighted, neither turneth he back from the sword. 23. The quiver rattled against him, the glittering spear and the shield. 24. He swalloweth the ground with fierceness and rage, neither believeth he that it is the sound of the trumpet. 25. He said among the trumpets, Ha ha, and he smelleth the battle afar off, the thunder of the captains and the shouting. Verse 26.
Verse
25 is the last verse? 26 in the Hebrew. Ha Mabaya Nafka Ya'abar Natazah Yaparash Kana Payawa Latha Yaman 27 Al Hayat Yagabaya Nashar Wakiya Yarayam Panawar, verse 28, Salai, Yashakan, Waya Thalanan, Ail, Shun, Salai, Wama Tazawad, 29, Masham, Kapal, Akal, Lamara, Kawak, Ay, Yan Yawa, Yabaya Tar, verse 30, Wa'apa, Wakal, Ya'ai, Layawa, Dum, Baba Ashar, Halal Yum, Sham, Hawa, chapter 40, verse 1, Waya'ain, Yahweh, Ayawab, Waya'amar, verse 2, Hara, Ain, Shadia, Yasawar, Mawakayak, Alawa, Ya'ai Nana, Job chapter 39 and verse 26 in the English. Doth the hawk fly by thy wisdom and stretch her wings toward the south? Doth the eagle mount up at thy command and make her nest on high? She dwelleth and abideth on the rock, upon the crag of the rock and the strong place. Verse 29, from thence she seeketh the prey, and her eyes behold afar off. Verse 30, her young ones also suck up blood, and where the slain are, there is she. Chapter 40, verse 1, moreover, the Lord answered Job and said, verse 2, shall he that contendeth with the Almighty and struck him, he that reproveth God, let him answer. All right, then we're going to hear about Job answer. Which set is this? Is it 6?
The next set is the 7th set.
This one or the one after this?
The one after this.
So we in 5. This is 6. Correct?
No, actually, we just finished 6.
We just finished 6. So right now I'm starting 7. This is Job answered. We're going to read it in the Hebrew and then back into the English. Job chapter 40, verse 3 in the Hebrew. Waya'ain Ayawab Af Yahweh Waya'amar, verse 4. Han Walafia Ma'a Ashayabka Yadia Shamathia Lamua Haya, verse 4. Akath Dabar Rafia Wala'ah Aina Washafiam Wala'ah Awar Sayak, verse 6. Waya'ai Yahweh Af Ayawab Sa'ira Man Sa'ira Waya'amar, verse 7. Azar Na Kagabar Kala Kazayak Ashalaka Waha Wadayaya, verse 8. Ha'ab Thapar Mashapat Thara Shaya Ainaya Lama'ain Kataza Dekwa, verse 9. Wa'am Rawada Zaruai Ka'al Laka Wabakawa Kamawa Thara'ai. Shalom Akbar. Joab. Job chapter 40, verse 3 in the English. Now this is Job answered. Then Job answered the Lord and said, verse 4, behold, I am foul. What shall I answer thee? I will lay my hand upon my mouth. Verse 5. Once have I spoken, but I will not answer. Yea, twice, but I will proceed no further. Verse 6. Then answered the Lord unto Job out of the whirlwind and said, verse 7, gird up thy loins now like a man. I will demand of thee and declare thou unto me. Verse 8, wilt thou also disannul my judgment? Wilt thou condemn me that thou mayest be righteous? Verse 9, hast thou an arm like God? That was the last verse? Man. All right. What's up, Christ? Next week, we're going to pick it up at Job chapter 40, verse 10. All right. I guess this is where they got that from, right, Shawn? Your arm's too short to box with God. Cast out an arm like God. You got arms like God, buddy? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Christ? All right. Next week, Job chapter 40, verse 10. We got Imagine up here. Just up here. Shapar, which was horn. Yayan, which stands for wine. Naya Sharalim, which means to Israel. Shapar. Man, woman of Israel, Amajo, which means to stand. Saul will put your Hakwadah, which means turn and face the east. You go recite the prayer, starting with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayah, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakufka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Hawa, Hayah, Bashemayah, Thundernaw, Kam, Ka, Yawam, Basalakana, Kawawakina, Kasalatna, Kawawakina, Wala'ah, Habayayna, Manasai 1, Abal, Awashayna, Mayan, Rad, Hayat, Nakah, Amalakwa, Wa'ala, Watapara, Iwalamya, Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Akak, the power in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, Baba Kwashah, Thunder now, Akak, Arafa'ah, Karamakala, Karamadawa, Akak, Lata'ah, Hamatazariah, Akak, Lahakuya, Amathia, Akak, Arakala, Kama'ala, Yarashad, Hashem Yahushua, Wadaman. The English, Yahweh, the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness, and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the leper, the power to raise the dead, the power to against unclean spirits, to cast them out, in the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. Psalm 121 in the Hebrew, Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahaharya, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Aisaria Ma'an, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayam, Ra'aratazah, Al-Yathan, Amawat, Magog, Al-Yanawan, Shamarka, Hanala'ah, Yanawan, Mala'ah, Yayashan, Sharamah, Yasharah, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazal, Ayah, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Bayarak, Malayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Korai, Yashamarka, After Pashka, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Tazah, Abawar, Ma'id, I will love you. In the English, I will lift up my eyes into the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth, even forevermore. Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, Adam Yalakam, Al Takarash, Wa Al Tashakwat, Kayahana, Awayab Yakam, Yahama Yawan, Wa Mashana Yakam, Nasha'awa, Ra'ash, Araimaka, Yaira Yamwa, Sawat, Wayata Yaita Zawa, Al Tazapawan Yakam, Amawa, Nakawa, Walakakida, Magoya, Wala'a, Yazakor, Sham Yasharal, Aiwad, Haya, Nawaita Zawa, La, Yakadwa, Alyaka, Bara, Nakawafwa, Ahoya, Adawam, Wayashamalia, Mawa'aba, Wahagoria, Gabor, Aimawan, Aimalak, Palashat, Aimyashabi, Tazawa, Gam Ashawa, Nalawa, Aima, Hayawa, Zawawa, Nabanya Lawa, Salah, Aisha Laham, Kamadia, Kasayasa Ra'af, Hayabia, Banakar, Payashwan, Nashamadwa, Bayanda Ara, Hayawa, Daman, La Adama, Shayatamwa, Nadiyabmawa, Ka'ira, Wakaza Abba, Wakaza Ba, Wakatazamana, Ka'ira, Wakaza Abba, Wakaza Ba, Wakatazamana, Karnasa Yakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayara Shah, La Nawa, Af, Na'awaf, Al-Hayam, Al-Hayat, Shaytamwa, Kagogala, Wash, Napanya Rakar, Ka'ash, Haba'ira Ya'ira, Wakala'aba, Halahat, Haryam, Kantara Datma, Basa Iraka, Wabasa Wapaka, Habahalam, Mala'ah, Panyaham, Walawan, Wayabawashwa, Shamka, Yahawah, Yabashwa, Wayaba'awa, Ayah, Wayabawa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaira, Kaya, Afla, Shamka, Yahawah, Labata, Ayawan, Alkar Ha'arafaza. Keep not thy silence, O my power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still. O my power, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from the nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembered. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarine, Gabor, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, the inhabitants of Tyre. Saul also is joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot. Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Gison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a red, and like Zahab. Yea, all their princes as Sabbath, and as Almuda, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of the power of possession. O my power, make them like a widow, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burner for wood, and as the flame set up the mountains on fire. So persecute them without tempest, and make them afraid without storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded, in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame, and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. Blessing in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shah, Wa Mayaka Allah, Wa Alahayim, Wa Tazabiah, Alawad Yahana, Ha Alawakia, Ha Saranya, Ha Patazayanya, Ha Kayayanya, Wa Ha Aquatia, Yahweh, Ha Shem Yahushua, the Wada Aman. English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh
And
Shah.
Yahweh.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the
Commanding General Yohanan.
And the General.
Generals.
Generals.
Captains.
Captains.
The officers.
Officers.
Troopers.
Troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Yahweh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
I ask you to get curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Bless are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and
And
earth.
all things living.
All things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shah. Listen to us now. Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into our sanctuary. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the Edomites, and the nations, and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, hospitality, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, National Space Program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street. Open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channel, and the radio channel. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. And loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro to the earth and consume them. And the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer, and Yahweh Shah, Michael and Gabriel, come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathen that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you always. So be it. So we choose to turn. Lord, you want courage to salute. Imagine Shabbat, imagine Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah. That's my top. So to the sister Imagine. One courage to salute to the sister. Imagine Shabbat, imagine Barak, Yahweh Shabbat, Barakatah, Hashem, Yahweh Shah. That's my top. Dismiss. What's that? 40 and 10, right? Next week we pick it up, Job chapter 40, verse 10. Shalom, Israel.